So anyway, I touched down in New York at around 4 p.m. I had my flight out of Seattle was at like 9, so I had to get up at like 6, you know. I was very tired. I make it to New York, I get picked up from the airport, and you know, the heat is like stifling. Thankfully, I expected heat, so I brought like shorts and like clothing. I was wearing this, and this is like a really light linen, you know, camp color shirt. And but there's like nothing you can do past a point, like heat wise. It was crazy. The first day we just got there, I chilled for a bit. We got some food. I had some fun, like getting driven around. You know, the next 2 days were such a like overwhelming blur of socializing and content making that it was. Oh, so a lot of the stuff that we did content wise was streamed on my channel, and I'll have it reposted in progressive, sorry, not progressive victory, in the Vosh pit once we get it like cleaned up. And there's some other stuff as well that was recorded off stream or done for other streams from the event that, you know, like I'll indicate around, or like I'll see what I can get on the off channel. But it was really fun, you know, cleaned up, like basic editing stuff, you know. It was a lot of fun. I saw you surrounded by people while you were serving cheese, and I felt so bad for you. I brought the damn cheese wheel. There was a local cheese shop. I went there. They had a high quality French truffle cheese. I got a wheel of it for like $200, and I brought it to the dinner at the end of the first day. And I spent the entire time at the dinner cutting up the gigantic cheese wheel. You know, it was really good cheese. It was really good, you know. It's very tasty. Yeah, I watched your stuff with Naomi and Binder. Vosh was pretty cool. Yeah, I again, like a lot of the stuff needs to be like cleaned up, and I don't have it all sorted because I've been like deliriously tired since I got back home. But here's me with JREG, Matt Binder, and Nominal Naomi in front of a really cool set, and there's like a cardboard cutout of Jamal Bowman over here. See in the back. What is that, like 60 an ounce? No, it was 4 pounds. The wheel was 4 pounds of cheese. Your calves are huge, bro. Yeah, that's called a fat boy privilege, or former fat boy privilege. Once you've been really fat for a while, you just get huge calves. There's actually no way to make your calves larger through exercise. It's only by being fat. That's the only way. Maybe next time get the cheese pre-cut. Then it wouldn't be a cheese wheel, would it? You know? Then it wouldn't be a wheel. It would just be cheese. I looked around for a cheese wheel, okay? I could have gotten cheese anywhere, okay? I got a cheese wheel. No, I did not have time to get a delicious slice of New York pizza pie. Sorry, I literally did not have time to do anything other than the stuff that I did, you know? I literally, I didn't go to Manhattan. I didn't have time to like go out on my own. I was busy. I don't regret that. You know, it was an efficient use of my time. It's just, I was busy. I was busy the whole time. You must have been so drained socially. Yeah, thankfully you guys are pretty nice, you know. Obviously, like any situation which I have to like shake hands with and take pictures with like over 100 people and talk to everyone is going to be pretty tiring, but I still had fun. Yeah, this was not a leisure holiday like at all, you know. And you met Sake. I did meet Sake, though I only met him briefly. I didn't get a chance to talk to him more later. He had on a straw hat, which was actually genius. Like, more people should have had a straw hat. It was such an appropriate choice. Like, you know, considering the weather. Yeah, it was so damn hot, man. It was so goddamn hot. Like the Luffy straw hat. No, I mean just a straw hat, you know. Like Luffy's straw hat is just like a straw hat, right? This seems stressful right now. Even I mean, look, I was pretty wired, man. I there was barely any time like wake up, shower, go. I barely had time for coffee. Like you know, Riverboat Jack had to get me coffee like midway through the recording on the first day, and I had to meet a bunch of people and to take the pictures and da. You know, it was a whole thing. And yeah, the heat wave was just so much. What's up, Sake? Yes, it was nice seeing you too. No, you don't have to apologize for being low energy. Are you kidding me? It's a miracle anyone survived. It's a miracle we didn't have somebody get heat stroke considering how bad the weather was. It was insane. 95 degrees heat in June? With full humidity. I know the humidity is common over there, but 95? Consistent 95. Not just like, oh, it peaked at 95 for like 3 minutes at the middle of the day, and then da-da-da. It was like a wall at the top of the day of 95. Like, it was crazy. It was too much, man. It was too much. I didn't even remember to bring sunscreen. Thankfully, other people supplied it for me. Anyway, the first day we didn't canvas. Well, I didn't. But I say we, I mean the content creators. You proletarians canvassed. And we were recording content and stuff. Because obviously, like, in a... I'm not here to like sell you guys a fantasy or whatever. Like, I am no better at canvassing than any one of you. I'm actually like pretty bad at it. I have like specific anxieties with regard to canvassing because I did it back in college and I hated it and I hated the experience. So it's just I dislike canvassing. But when I'm there, it's more like, hey, let's meet, let's talk, let's engage with one another. And then it's like a group thing, So I'm primarily there in a kind of like attempting to lead from the front capacity. But we did canvas the second day for a bit. The first day, it was mostly creating content and managing schedule stuff. Sam, of course, was there, who's been on stream like a bunch of times. You should all know Sam is for anything PV related. Not so erudite was like the facilitator of everything, like the making the cat herder, and she did a wonderful job, and it was just nice seeing everyone. Sam Cedar, no, Sam. I don't know if I've ever said his last name on stream, so I don't think that would clarify very much. Sam Hyde, exactly. Sam Hyde, the guy who made Progressive Victory. Anyway, the first day was mostly like content creation stuff. We went out, we got food, we had a good time. And the second day, I got the cheese wheel. I served up the cheese. The second day, we did outdoor stuff during the like relatively cool period earlier in the morning. We did this like agree disagree game kind of thing with like a big open field out in the sun where we'd run to different areas depending on whether we agreed or disagreed with the position that was being like said out loud by the guy shouting it, and like there was a drone like with the camera. It was a whole thing, it was a lot of fun. Thankfully it wasn't crazy hot at that point. Yeah, we did a jubilee, and that was cool. Then we canvassed for a bit, and I will say, we didn't get much time to canvas because there were so many other like content related obligations. I think we were only out there for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And I have to say, we got split up in different areas, but because we didn't have that much time, we couldn't go far from where we were. And I got put in with along with River Jack and Cirrus. I got put in the let's just say the least Jamal Bowman district imaginable when it comes to like, this is not an area that Jamal Bowman's team would have felt, I guess, inclined to like. This is here. Hold on. Here's a street that I walked down. Okay, here, I'll just share this with you. All right. Now, I don't want to play to stereotypes here and nothing about which types of people would vote for Latimer. All I'm saying is that I did not feel supremely confident in petite bourgeois. I don't know if these bourgeois were petite, my friend. Some of these houses were like castles. There was a hilly, like, look at this. There was like a hilly area that we were walking around, and it was like, oh, you want to go to this house? Like, you have to navigate the hedge maze to get up there. There weren't even sidewalks on these streets. It was crazy. These probably cost over $1 million. Over $1 million? You kidding me? 10 mil easily. These are like 7-digit houses, 100, like, without a doubt. Yeah, with no question. Or like, sorry, like 8-digit houses. But yeah, we were near like Mount Vernon. I mean, we were literally in like historic plantation territory. You know what I mean? Like these are areas that are so carved out of wealth that like the Washington was here, it's oh man. The one you just saw, Vosh, is valued at 2 million. That's crazy, dude. Like a shack is 2 million in Los Angeles. It's wild. Whatever. Housing is much cheaper in the Northeast. Maybe because the humidity. I don't know. That's like a mitigating factor. Imagine how much you have to spend just on the electricity to run all the dehumidifiers. You have to pay like 3 servants 24/7 running like buckets of water to drain the dehumidifiers from your from like around your house and like dump them outside. It's crazy. Did you guys go to Co-op City? No, we drove past it multiple times. It was beautiful. And anyway, like we didn't get, I didn't talk to many people while I was canvassing because again, like just walking up to a house takes a while. Like it's a process just to get up to a house. And a lot of the houses have like fences that can't be passed. Like they're highly secure, so we can't even get up there. I did have one conversation with a Latimer voter who was pretty reasonable. He was like a nice guy. I talked with him for a bit. He was pretty cool, I guess, as Latimer voters go. A lot of people didn't even answer. Yeah. There was one time we go up to a house and we knock and we hear somebody coming from the other side of the door, and a black woman opens the door. And I think, oh, of course. Yeah. Like, the suburbs have diversified. There's no reason for me to assume everyone living up here is like a super stuffy white person. I asked like, hey, like, we're here about Jamal Bowman in the upcoming primary. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just to help. The owner isn't home. And I'm like, all right. Thank you. Would you like this pamphlet? So sometimes it do in fact be like it do, you know. It was yeah, some things never change, I guess. I don't know. The owner would have voted for Obama a third time. You know, New York 16 voted 95-5 Obama in 2008, but like 75-25 in 2012. So the number of like people who voted against Obama quintupled in one election cycle, which is pretty wild. I'm familiar with Westchester. Most of Mount Vernon is very poor. Actually, Jamal Bowman doing Bronxville. I think it was I don't know the exact like neighborhood by neighborhood distinctions. I just know like some of the ones that are in the area. I don't know which neighborhood this is in. Oh wait, no, you're right. This is in Bronxville. It says right here, Bronxville, New York. Okay, there you go. Yeah, in the Mount Vernon area. But yeah, no, this is in Bronxville. We were in Bronxville for the brief time that I canvassed. So we did a little bit of canvassing. And, you know, it was just like the hour and a half that we were out was maybe like the most heat I have been subjected to in a long time. Obviously, like it was nothing compared to what the people who were out there canvassing multiple shifts had done. Like I'm not even remotely comparing there, but like holy shit, man. And again, like I want to speak like as a person familiar with heat. I'm not like Canadian or whatever, okay? I was there in LA for the 112 heat wave. I was there in Seattle for the 108 heat wave. I've been to like, you know, Arizona. I've spent time in Nevada. Like I spent my summers in Florida growing up. It was just like I am familiar with heat. And you know, did J-Reg survive the heat? Yes, he did. Nobody died. I'm very proud. Canadians are unfortunately familiar with heat. Yeah, maybe this is like a bad, I don't know, Alaskans? There's got to be somewhere on Earth where they're like generally not familiar with heat, you know? Want to see how the other side lives? I no, like you joke, but like legitimately this is what a lot of the houses that I went up to looked like. It is crazy to me how cheap these houses are though. Like genuinely extremely crazy because like in Seattle or LA, a house that looked like this would be in the tens of millions, not just 6.5 million. 6.5 million is, and I'm not joking here, like a moderately sized house in LA. It's crazy. You seriously, like for 2.5 mil, you can find like 1,200 square foot. That seems LARPy. It's literally true. You can literally go on Zillow and look at like houses available for sale in Los Angeles. And I'm not joking even a little bit. Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, the housing prices over there are insane. These MFs don't know LA and it shows. Yeah, they have no idea. They've got the heat and humidity, okay, but we've got the housing inflation. No, I meant the style of the house. Oh yeah, no houses are built to look like this in the West Coast, unfortunately. Yeah, no, there was a lot of beautiful architecture over there, you know? There was a lot of really beautiful architecture. 8,200 square feet. What do you even do with that, man? 8,200 square feet? Come on. Come on. Get real. Capped off the day, you know, we did our canvassing, did more content, did more thing, capped off the day, went to bed relatively early because I had to get up early for the flight back home. Took the flight back home, lost my iPhone charger on the plane, like left it there when I got off in Seattle. So now I don't have a phone charger and I'm kind of like weaning down the last bits of the battery, hoping the Amazon replacement comes in soon, you know. I use my phone quite often, as you can imagine. So it's sort of like a, you know, a ticking time bomb for me where I might have to like, I don't know, not listen to a podcast while doing chores or something, which would be pretty devastating for me emotionally. Do you notice you sleep better when you're away from home? No, I did not notice that, as a matter of fact. That was not a thing that I noticed. Really, though, I just want to say that I had a phenomenal time going out there. If you're interested, there's going to be a lot of supplementary material to this that has not been released. Like, for instance, there was a camera woman who was following our crew while we did canvassing. So, like, photos of us and video of an interview afterwards where we're like, yeah, you know, despite the heat, we're having fun out here. Like, stuff like that. So a lot of that stuff is going to come out. I don't know the exact schedule for it, partly because, of course, they have to do the editing in-house, and also because like I don't know what they would prefer to be kept on which channels, and you know I'm not going to like pester them day after. You know, as busy as I felt yesterday, you know who's busier? The PV people. They got a lot of work. You know, they had to clean up the damn venue after everything was done there. You know, we'll give that a bit, but as that becomes available, that'll be on the second channel on the Vosh Pit. It was a lot of fun, you know, and I have to say, I'm glad that it was fun. Because if we're speaking purely, you know, as matters of sort of like efficacy go, Jamal Bowman, I gotta say, you know, it's a little, it's a little bit unlikely that he pulls ahead in front of Latimer. Turns out it's pretty tough to undo like $20 million being dumped in there by APAC. I think I saw on the betting website like 95-5, which is pretty crazy. I do want to say, by the way, like it's been insane. The constant back and forth. I'm not joking, by the way. Everyone that I talk to, there are Latimer ads running non-stop on the radio, like multiple per hour every station that's in the area. It's like a non-stop battleground. It's the most expensive primary race in history. It's like not even close. It's crazy. So as a consequence of that, that sounds annoying. Oh, I'm sure, 100%. It's pretty bad. I'm in Ohio and I got them on YouTube ads. The reach is far and wide. Latimer is not a good candidate, and I think that even if he wins over Jamal Bowman, it's very likely that Jamal Bowman or someone else successfully primaries him in 2026. Like I don't think that Latimer has much longevity in this area. But this was never like a surefire district, AOC is in deep blue territory. Like AOC is like a fortress candidate. Like they're not getting her out of there unless something crazy happens. But with like Bowman's victory there was really surprising back in 2020, and I like it's not a clean shot for the progressives. A Republican can never win in New York 16, but it is like a centrist Dem leaning area. There's a lot of suburbanites. The redistricting didn't help, the one they did recently. So yeah, we'll see. Either way, I think the effort is well worth it. Stuff like this pays dividends. Okay, the battle for New York 16 is not just this election. House races happen every 2 years. It's going to keep coming up over and over, and any work we did or do in the future here will sort of pay dividends down the line. My humble belief. I watched that vid with you and J-Reg and the vibes were immaculate. Thank you. I appreciate that. When is the election for that seat? The primary's tomorrow. The important thing is to not lose motivation due to a single defeat. Yeah, today. Wait, is it the 25th? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was behind today. Okay, that means the early morning debates tomorrow. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no. It's today, man. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Vote now, do it live. Yeah. We're doing it live. Well, if you're there, vote. I mean, we'll see what the outcome of all this is. It would be amazing if Bowman won. It would be pretty crazy. It would be an unlikely outcome. Nice, Lemon Cannon. It was sincere and extremely, justified. You said LA doesn't have a skyline. What the f are you talking about? I can't fix you. You got to send the mules full of fake ballots to Yonkers ASAP. Yeah, me like running down to New York 16 with a messenger bag full of 50,000 Jamal Bowman votes. Really, like, again, we'll see how the dividends get paid down the line. It is there was a lot of money in this race, man. And you know what? If nothing else, I'm glad that APAC felt it was necessary to spend that much money ousting Bowman. Like, my man did not get ousted on a $1 million bid. They really had to dump money into Latimer to make this happen. Look at what they have to do to mimic a fraction of our power. Yeah, plus the New York 16 redistricting, which was not favorable. I'm disappointed with Bowman, TBH. I don't think you should be. I don't really know what Bowman could have done to it. I mean, nobody's perfect, but like, man, that was an uphill battle. The one guy who I had a good conversation with, his primary criticism of Bowman was, and I'm not joking here, the whole fire alarm poll thing. I'm not kidding. Apparently, like, right-wing media really did a number on Bowman with that one. The like narrative that Bowman like did it deliberately or something, like for some reason, it's crazy. Would not work in a white person. Oh, Latimer is racist as dude. There were race scandals happening like while I was out there canvassing. Latimer said that like Bowman had a favorable complexion or something, or favorable ethnicity to win the race. The Latimer team, ethnic advantage, that's right. The Latimer team claimed that Jamal Bowman spoke with a rapper over the weekend, but it was like the wrong rapper that they listed. Like they mixed up black rappers or something like that. There was the time where quite recently he compared what happened to Cuomo to what happened to Emmett Till. Like they lynched Cuomo by accusing him of sexually harassing the women who worked for him you know, like in an Emmett Till-esque fashion. And then during a call-in on in an interview Latimer was doing, a woman called in and she was like, "Can you explain what you meant by the Emmett Till comment?" Latimer completely ducked it and basically just said like, "You're to the call-in, you're not of the demographic who's going to vote for me anyway, so what's the point?" And even the person who was hosting the interview was like, "Dude, you completely dodged the question. Like, that's not what, you know?" Latimer's incredibly racist. He's so racist. Oh, no, no, no. That was it. The call-in was asking him about the Emmett Till thing and asked him to not do the "I have black friends" thing because Latimer has a tendency, whenever he's accused of being racist, of saying, like, "I've been endorsed by black people." He does that a lot. Like, he's done that a lot, where anytime he's accused of racism, he's like, "Well, these black people have endorsed me," you know? And then the call-in asked him not to do that this time, and then he got mad at her and said that, like, she's of a demographic that wouldn't vote for him. I don't know what the race of the caller was, so I don't know if, like, I don't know if she spoke with a slight AAVE twang and he was like, "Nope, sorry." I don't know, but given how racist he is, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, he got a huge endorsement from like moderate black pastors of, you know, fucking, yeah. She said she was black. Did she say she was black? That's crazy, man. That's he's genuinely like it was just a vibe thing, I think, like on first impressions. This mother Latimer is like genuinely a Democrat out of the 60s. It's crazy. He's so racist. It's anomalous for the party. It's not even like, he's not even like a moderate Democrat. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely think that this mother like an active racist, like Dixiecrat shit. Yeah, like it's not even like a, oh yeah, you know, he's middle of the road, or even like a you know, like rhino thing. It's crazy. Like he would be like complaining about forced busing or something. I don't know. Pretty wild. Makes sense. AIPAC endorsed him. Oh yeah, 100%. AIPAC loves racists, you know? They love that shit. And the entire mainstream media, yeah, absolutely like fully complicit in the sort of like dogpiling of Bowman. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I don't think he's going to be the rep over there in New York 16 for long. Like, not even remotely, you know? All of the attention has been on Jamal Bowman. If you look at Latimer's ads, they're like all attack ads attacking Jamal Bowman. Very few people in New York 16 know much about Latimer. They just see him as like a, I don't know, like a, oh, he's the reasonable Democrat, and like Bowman is like the crazier Democrat, you know? But if Bowman loses and he's out of the picture, Latimer is going to have the spotlight on him. And I think he's going to keep doing this racist shit, man. I think like every other day we're going to get a new gaffe from him. His campaign team is desperately going to try to be like, you have to not be this racist all the time, and he's not going to know how to stop. And it's going to, you know, once the attention's on him, he's not going to last long. And by the way, I do think it's going to reflect very poorly on AIPAC for Democrats, for more like Zionist moderate Democrats, that AIPAC's primary like funding dump was on somebody who's going to have 50 racist scandals a second. Like, hey, this is AIPAC's guy, and this is what I want us to focus on too. Like, you know, let's make some lemonade out of lemons, right? Like if Bowman loses, we now have like a target, right? Now Latimer is the guy we can point to, like, oh hey, here's AIPAC's guy, and it's anytime he does any racist shit or like opposes like a Joe Biden progressive policy that he pushes for, anything like that, you know, like, oh, there you go, there's the AIPAC candidate, you know, hey. And I think that, like, you know, hopefully that's kind of a mitigating force in the future. Yeah, Skynet, it's 100% like a coordinated hit job. Yeah, hopefully no travel sickness. I mean, there's always going to be some travel sickness, right? Dude, I genuinely cannot believe, what the man, look at this. What is with the housing prices in this area? It's a nice area. Why is all the housing so cheap relative to the West Coast? $750,000 to buy an apartment unit that looks like this? 1,500 square foot in an apartment? 3-bed, 2-bath in an apartment? Like, okay. The school district might suck. Trust me, it doesn't. That's so expensive. Look, it's all comparative, okay? Motherfuckers in like Bangladesh logging on to Vosh.gg and being like, yo, $300,000 for a 2,000 square foot apartment? Are you kidding me? That's so expensive, you know? I mean, my shack might only be like 600 square feet, but like it's only $50, you know? You do the math. Oh, you're right. $1,600 a month HOA. I didn't see that. Yeah, this whole area probably has really expensive HOAs. 1,600 a month. That's like rent, dude. That HOA should be illegal. My HOA is 200 a year. I've never had an HOA, like, and I hope I never do. I don't think I could comply with their requests for any length of time. Do you have to join the HOA? Yes. What's this diss article against you, Vosh? No kidding. Anti-Zionist YouTuber campaigns for Bowman for Congress, New York 16. Well, I appreciate them saying anti-Zionist and not anti-Semitic. I have to say, I think they could have chosen a more flattering frame for my stream. That would have been cool, I think. Like, I'm literally mid-talking here. I don't know why. I don't know why. We're being perhaps a little uncharitable, I think. Why YouTuber? Nobody says that. Is this an AI article? But the most troubling part from Bosch's online videos was he opened a private folder of his taxes coming out. Local politics, people go hard, you know? Bronxville is right in line with the Metro New York City. I really wish I could have taken the Metro. There were so many other people. There were so many other people who fucking were telling me I need to take the Metro. Vosh, whose real name is Ian Kaczynski. Wait, they got my name correct right here? Oh, this is an AI article. That sucks. That's so lame. No one even gives a shit, man. No one even cares anymore. No one even cares anymore. It's crazy. No one wants to work. Well, it's AI. That makes it like not fun at all, Smart Sport 101. What's the point of like engaging with a hit piece if somebody just like plugged it into Chat GPT? There's no sauce in it, you know? There's no point. Does the article talk about the time you saved children in Kharkiv? I sincerely doubt it. Speaking of the upcoming primary election, you know, or I guess not upcoming, it's currently happening right now. My head is like one day behind the day that I thought it was, you know? The Squad had a rally just a few days ago that ended up, apparently, my understanding is that it got, barely anyone showed up because there was like a scheduling conflict where initially it was going to be in the afternoon, but then it got rescheduled to earlier that morning, maybe to avoid the heat, but that also meant that like a lot of people didn't show up, you know, because like the schedule got changed at the last second. But I saw there were a bunch of people fussing over this apparently for the low turnout and the fact that Jamal Bowman said swears.
That little.
By the way, great endorsement of Latimer here, by the way, that the New York Post is doing his propaganda for him.
I don't know what to call it. Hate fest. The thing he had where they were stomping around on stage the other day.
I think there's been a lot of criticism lobbed at me by my opponent that's unfair and inaccurate. But I don't think...
Look at how... Jesus.
I get a right to lose my temper. I don't think I get the right to curse in public and carry on in a certain way.
Did you have like a reaction to the actual, you know, AOC and Bowman like stomping around on that stage?
It was must-see. It was must-see TV, that's for sure.
This guy's really photogenic. Yeah, he's putting me to shame. Stomping around. Yeah, it's difficult to like not read anything in a racial context with Latimer. You know, like it's almost impossible. He said, like Bowman said, do they even have a recording of this?
We are not going to stand silent while U.S. tax dollars kills babies and women and children. My opponent supports genocide. My opponent and AIPAC are the ones destroying our democracy. And it is on us. It is on all of us to save our democracy.
He didn't even say there. Well, but it said it in the title? I don't know. It's impossible to tell, man. Oh, I saw people talking about this. Look, Rep. Jamal Bowman bizarrely started chanting his own name during Saturday's raucous Bronx rally. Can they just say, like, the N-word? Why do they... Dude, so much of the coverage, it's like the media, the right-wing media understands that, like, Latimer's going in on the race bit, and everything, all the coverage is being framed in this, like, you know, look at this ridiculous, uppity black guy. Like, it's crazy. And Latimer's fully with it, man. It's not like Latimer's taking a more principled approach or whatever. Also, God, he's got some guns, huh? He benches like 350 or something. It's crazy. Oh yeah, the New York Post headline afterwards. The Goon Squad. Excuse me? What the scallop? Where's the cringe? I mean, that's a good question. What does it say? Desperate Dem rep Jamal Bowman enlisted heavy artillery from his party's progressive wing, including AOC and Bernie Sanders, for a weekend rally in the Bronx to try to shore up his flailing re-election bid. To be clear, by the way, we were going to attend this, my understanding is, but then we couldn't because the schedule changed. So I think there was a bit of a fuck up there, you know? But the event was overshadowed by the panicked far-left Dems' cringy on-stage antics. Bowman trails moderate Democratic challenger George Latimer by double digits heading into Tuesday's primary. I wonder why the New York Post, which is like a far-right outlet, is so positive on Latimer here. What makes it a cringe fest? I mean, if they just say it's a cringe fest, they don't have to, like, qualify the statement, right? Yeah, I know that individual.
Is of profound importance. It is a lot of personal importance, not just to me, but to this borough. And I want to explain that to everyone here today. I want everybody to take a look around this community.
Are they that positive on Latimer or just vilifying the progressives? There's functionally no difference, you know? Taking a strong stance of opposing like one side and supporting another are basically the same things in terms of outcome. Like Latimer, it's not like Latimer is meaningfully an opponent to the right wing, right? I mean, Latimer is effectively being used as a wedge to snipe a progressive. Latimer is doing this primarily on the grounds that he's okay with genocide as opposed to being opposed to genocide, you know? Did you see the tanky rally outside of this rally? Yeah, weren't there a bunch of people being like, I don't know. I saw on Twitter there was like a group of weirdo campists who were like, actually, we hope that Bowman loses too because he's not woke enough or something. Can I be a psyop? Can I get like right-wing money to be a psyop? You know? I think that'd be cool. Classic? Yeah, classic.
Take a look at these buildings and what we see around here
Where
in
does
St. Mary's Park.
Bowman speak in this video?
And I want to talk about where...
I don't see Bowman in this video. What an unhinged loony bunch. Bronx turn red. By the way, Bowman benches like 400 pounds. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah. That's true. That's literally like 3 times my weight. Yeah, it's like twice my weight. Motherfucker is strong. Looking through the polls in 538 that are showing the current polling for Bowman, the only polls that show a close race is the campaign poll. The rest feel like a genuine psyop. I mean, it's like, as we all know, polling is a psyop created by, you know, the devil. I think it would be very surprising if Bowman won. I don't want to like get people's hopes up. Obviously, I think the work we did is worthwhile anyway. You know, you can't only invest in battles where you're guaranteed a victory, because if that's the case, if you do that, then you're guaranteed to lose everything. Like that's not how anything works. You know what I mean? You can't only try when you're guaranteed to win. Otherwise, you're guaranteed to lose. It's not very good. Yes, Rave Doom, and that is true. Polling is created by the devil. I agree, fully. I want to find. Hold on, Bowman. Can I not get just like Bowman at the rally? You know, here we go. Forbes breaking. Is 18 minutes? Is this sufficient? Can we get this? Here, I believe it's this one. There seems to be no noise. There still seems to be no noise. This is an impediment to, oh, it's coming in through the left ear, of course. But you can't tell because I have it on mono.
They built Banana Kelly. They built Mitchell Lama. They built Barretto Point Park. They built Casita Maria for us, by us.
But this is also AOC. Where the f is Jamal Bowman speaking? This one right here is 2 minutes long. Where's the, like, why is it so hard just to find the full video?
You can blame it on the heat or maybe the tension of a highly competitive Democratic primary, but something got into New York Congressman Jamal Bowman during a rally in the Bronx over the weekend that resulted in the
what? I want to know what. Like, everyone's saying it was cringy or what. So what happened? Tell me.
Incumbent candidate rolling up his sleeves quite literally and launching into a profanity-laced tirade.
Okay, again, just like, I want to see something that is a criticism that doesn't just feel like they're fishing for the N-word, you know? he rolled up his sleeves, profanity-laced tirade, and apparently the profanity was like something mother Bronx.
Seemingly more reminiscent of a DJ at a foam party than he.
Is that so? Really? Is that the case? You think this black politician speaking passionately at a rally for his cause is like he's like a DJ, not like a politician? Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus Christ.
The U.S. congressman seeking re-election in a tough race.
I'm not supposed to fight back. We're gonna show them who the f we are. We're gonna show them who the f we are.
Okay.
And before Bowman,
You're right, man. Politicians aren't supposed to be passionate. They're supposed to be like inhuman, dispassionate ghouls who get all their money from outside sources, don't believe a word they say, and have no charisma. That's true, The ideal politician is like Latimer, somebody who is despicable on every level, like looking at him, hearing him, doesn't seem to care about what he says, would never wave his hands, probably can't bench 405.
it was his fellow squad member, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who introduced him and went on a tirade of her own.
No, wait, don't copyright me, YouTube. YouTube, don't do it.
Back to Bowman, they say the
Is that it? It's literally like, is this really it? New York 16 is just super proceduralist? Yeah, racist.
key to any political speech is to, quote, know your audience. It's estimated that the Jewish community has accounted for more than 40% of all early votes in Westchester County.
What is that? Do Jewish people not like music? What's the implication to this?
And looking at this image of New York's 16th district, where he is a congressman, the Bronx makes up just that bottom sliver of his district. The rest is Westchester. So I guess Bowman thought this would play well in the Bronx, but contrast that to Bowman addressing Westchester County.
These community funding projects requests reflect the health, education, workforce development, community development.
How can somebody simultaneously address an audience while wearing a suit, but also like get enthusiastic at a crowd? How is it possible for somebody to do both at the same time? That's crazy. How?
Development and housing
This is from 3 years ago. What point is being made right now?
needs.
And again, Bowman in the Bronx.
Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Cease
Like, what is the
fire
implication
now!
here?
Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Cease fire now! Cease fire now!
Is he trying to break the stool?
He picked up the stool. I don't know, man. Men of the West with their, I don't know, sagging cheekbones and anemic facial structure, when confronted by Jamal Bowman, an individual who lifts, picking up a 3-pound wooden stool. I don't know, man. This is crazy. He's getting kind of violent. I don't know. I'm feeling unsafe right now.
But most importantly, is this show they put on even good politics, considering who his constituents are? All leading us to ask Representative Jamal Bowman, what the were you thinking?
This is the whitest television I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of Tucker Carlson. That's crazy. I guess, I don't know, man. I guess it is nice to know that, like, genuinely, this entire race is just about playing on racism. Like, this is not an indictment of Jamal Bowman as a politician in any meaningful sense, and the whole Palestine business is just a pretense for AIPAC funding. It's literally just like, let's like use any wedge we can to agitate the racist motherfuckers who live in the burbs over here against Jamal Bowman. Always has been. I know. It's just, this is guys, can we agree this is like really overt? I feel like it's I feel like usually it's a lot more subtle than this. It's not usually this straightforward. I'm black. It's always this overt for us. All right. Well, listen, I'm not black, but I've always considered myself. your brother. All right. And I can say that this feels pretty in the nose for me. I don't know. Self-proclaimed hip-hop congressman Jamal Bowman leads chant of his own name, defends foul language. Self-proclaimed hip-hop congressman. That's why South Bronx has been terrible for 100 years. Jarvis, look up the racial demographics of South Bronx for me, please. Could you, really quickly? You left out Marxist and insurrectionist. The insurrectionist is because he pulled the fire alarm. Profanity is the language of the unintelligent, typical, from Crabmoth Flunderbum 7770. No wonder other countries laugh at us.
We are in the South Bronx. We are in the South Bronx.
That's true.
This is the birthplace of hip-hop. I am the hip-hop congressman.
He does proclaim it.
South Bronx chant right now. South Bronx, South Bronx, South Bronx, South Bronx, South Bronx.
He does own that, you know? Oh, he's getting violent. He's holding the chair. It's a lot more cool when he says it. Yeah, because, you know, he's not using it as a synonym for black. A third of South Bronx are immigrants. That redistricting really f***ed him, huh? They're making him look so cool. Yeah, but like I guess the majority, or maybe like a significant portion of New York 16, like they just see angry black man. I don't know, man. It's pretty wild. Well, if nothing else, we have like a nice reminder, I guess, of like the Democratic establishment going mask off when they need to, you know? It's like it's always and forever the, like, you know, we are tolerant of minorities insofar as they're convenient to us, but it's just a weapon to be used against you if you ever like step out of line, you know? Maybe I'm coping, but we are in an age of populism. Do you think this may be good rhetoric from Bowman? I think Bowman recognized that with the overwhelming amount of AIPAC money flooding the like radio and TV advertisements for all of the stiff upper-lipped, you know, white-collar suburban racist whites in the northern part of his district, that his most effective strat might be to like directly appeal to poor immigrant communities in South Bronx and hopefully like agitate them and get them out there to vote. I don't know if the demographics there are in his favor though. I don't know if there's enough of them after the redistricting. So Bronx demographics, if you didn't see my last comment. 27% poverty rate. Well, there you go. Excuse me. How long is it going to take for the results to come out? We're probably going to know by the end of the day. Though, again, I think the outcome is, well, not guaranteed, definitely pretty likely. How crazy would it be if Bowman won? God damn. Yeah, we'll see Awaken Youthful. Even if it was even a loss by a small margin could be potentially beneficial.